Hello, everybody. Amanda Davis here, and I wanted to come on really quickly for my team update for campaign 24 and 25 of 2018. And so if you don't know who I am Amanda Davis. I have been an Avon representative since 2011, and I am the top of team amazing reps. If you are receiving this email, then you are on my team. And particularly in my first generation, meaning that you signed up with me as your mentor, which thank you. I hope that you do find my information helpful that I share with you. And so I wanted to go ahead and do this a little bit different this time and kind of just make sure that you know a little bit about what's going on right now with Avon, and particularly our last couple campaigns of the year. And also just know that Avon works on the campaign schedule, so that's every 2 weeks there's a new campaign, and we have 26 campaigns in a year, and that year is the selling cycle. So campaign 26, when that ends in December, that's going to be the end of our selling cycle for the 2018 selling cycle. And so that's going to end on December 11th. At 5 p.m. Eastern is when your orders for campaign 26 have to be due. And that's actually really going to be your last chance to order for Christmas as well, unless you do an early campaign 1 order, which is a possibility. But campaign 1 is actually going to start right after that on December 12th, but it's going to count towards, well, actually, campaign 1 will start in your e-stores on December 11th, and then it will start for you as far as taking orders for campaign 1 on December 12th. And campaign 1 is a last-minute gift brochure. There is a couple of new things that are kind of gift-centered, as well as it's, you know, even though it's that order that's right there at Christmas time, it is going to count towards your 2019 selling cycle, which is important to note, because you're looking at maybe trying to hit President's Club in 2019, which a benefit of that would be to get guaranteed 40% earnings on all of our full earnings products. So that's the beauty, skincare, jewelry, health and wellness. And then you're also getting the, you're going to get 25% instead of only 20% on the fixed earning products, which is your home and your fashion. So it is kind of a good thing to get President's Club. The idea would be to get President's Club, not the idea, but to get President's Club, you have to have 10,000 in sales for a selling cycle. So we're really going to look at that maybe being a goal for for next year, for 2019, for you guys on my team. But it's still important to know. Now, that being said, the holiday season is a great time to find new customers. And then you can follow up with them in the new year to see if you can continue to service them. And for me, I know that something that I've done before, and I got this idea from other representatives, is during the holiday campaigns, so we're still on 24, 25, and 26, you can tell people if they spend a certain amount with you, they'll get a little bit off of an order in campaigns 1, 2, or 3. So end of December and January. So like something that I've done is if you spend $25, you might earn $5 in beauty credit, but you can't redeem that $5 until campaigns 1, 2, or 3 of 2019. And that way, too, it kind of helps you, you know, if they know they have a $5 credit, say, then they might be a little bit more likely to go ahead and get something, even though the holidays are still going on and all of that. And like January, it's kind of known that January is a little bit of a slump because of the fact that the holidays have just hit and people just spend a lot of money on holiday gifts. But that's the other thing. Like, my sales for campaign 24 have been really good. And I think it's because people are in that shopping mood now that it's November. They're ready to get holiday gifts. And campaigns 24, 25, and 26 have some really awesome items in them for holiday gifts. So this is definitely a time that you want to make sure that you have brochures, that you're working your e-store. And I'm going to show you something on the screen share here that will help you with your e-store, and that you're reaching out to your contacts, you know, your warm market, your friends and family. And, you know, some of it too could be getting your own gifts from yourself. You know, you want to support your own Avon business. And not only that, but you're getting these things at a discount as an Avon representative. And so, you know, I do all of my holiday shopping through Avon for pretty much everybody, with the exception of maybe my dad, although he's gotten Avon stuff before too. And now that he's actually using the Skin Invincible, I'm allowed to get him something. You know, I might get him some of that, the Skin Invincible skincare. My mom always gets Avon. My brother usually gets a couple of things from Avon. My boyfriend usually gets a couple of things from Avon. And then I might like get something in addition to the Avon stuff for the men. But we do have some stuff for men. In fact, I did have one customer order 2 necklaces for men, our stainless steel cross necklaces. So, I mean, we do have stuff for men. So, and then we do have some more things for kids with the holidays, as well as things for women, obviously. And you want to remind people too, don't forget the teachers, don't forget, you know, different people like that they may not think of, their bosses, that kind of thing. And so you want to make sure that you're taking advantage of the holiday season and the fact that you can definitely get sales if you try during the holiday season. And so that being said, I do want to make sure that you're aware of a couple of incentives that are going on right now. So if you scroll down to the bottom of your homepage, once you log into the youravon.com, there's this option right here, sales incentives. And you're going to click more details. And they have a little bit of a video here that I think is talking about the Los Cabos. Yeah, it is. And then if you go down, so our current incentives would be the campaign 24 is the last campaign to earn the entries for the rake and the cash, which was a sweepstakes essentially. And then campaigns 22 through 26, your largest campaign will get double dollars. And all that means is they're trying to help you reach President's Club or above. So say you had a campaign with 5,000 in sales and then it was doubled for 10,000, you could potentially hit President's Club. But I do realize how likely that is. So double dollars may or may not apply to you depending on what's going on with your sales. I mean, either way, Avon will you'll still get the double award sales, and it will still reflect as you being closer to that President's Club level. But obviously, you don't actually hit the President's Club unless you have 10,000, and you would have to have 10,000, including the double dollars, by campaign 26 to be able to be considered a President's Club representative. But it doesn't do anything with your earnings. Your earnings are still based on what your actual sales are. It just basically helps you with getting closer to that President's Club. And then the other 2 would be Build the Love, which is for new reps that have placed their first order since July 11th. And what you have to do for that is you have to either sell $3,000 worth yourself, or if you build a team, your team has to sell $3,000 worth, and then you're going to get an iPad. That is a you get incentive. So that's pretty cool. And it's actually only available to people that have placed their first order since July 11th. And so I can't take part in Build the Love and try to earn an iPad because I am not a new representative. I've been in Avon since 2011. So, so this is an incentive that is exclusive to new representatives. And it is $3,000 without the double dollars. And it's, you know, $3,000 across those campaigns of 23 through 26 as well. It's not one campaign you have to get $3,000 in a 2-week period. And again, I mean, the holiday season is a time to get sales and a time to even get people to join you. And so you want to make sure that you're trying that. And then along with that, We do have our Grand Fiesta incentive, which is earning a trip to Los Cabos, Mexico, that's going to take place next June. And you can kickstart it, or head start it, they're calling it, during campaigns 23 through 26 to start getting incentive points. And then in campaign 1 is when the incentive actually hits. And then there's more options to get more points from campaigns 1 through 8 of next year. And what you'll do is you'll earn incentive points, and the different points have different levels on what you're going to be able to get, with the most points obviously being that you earn the trip. And they're saying 5,000 incentive points earns a trip for 1, and 7,000 will earn a trip for 2. And there is a cash out option if you were to potentially earn the trip and then not want to take it. Avon usually does always offer a cash out option. But you want to take note, to get more information on any of these, you can hit flyer or guide, or this one you can even hit get details, and it will give you information on how you can get these incentives. But you know, so that's an important hub to be aware of is the sales incentives, because that way that will keep you up to date on the incentives that are going on with Avon. The other thing is to stay up to date with what's going on in general. You want to pay attention to what we call the beauty buzz. Every Monday, Avon should be emailing you a beauty buzz with the current week's information, but it's always the most up-to-date information is down on the bottom where it says Avon Beauty Buzz right here, and then you can hit one of those, or you can hit the view all, and it will take you to all of the articles. And so right now it's set on the most recent for this week, but you can look back a couple of weeks and it's going to show you all of the different what's going on with Avon things that are going on. The other thing that you want to take note of is the Campaign Insider, which Campaign Insider is going to be the most up-to-date what's going on. So this is the current campaign, campaign 24. Then you can start looking at selling campaign 25. And then you can also start thinking about demoing campaign 26. And then they're showing you, they're pointing you at the bottom to get training with the Avon U, as well as to go to Avon Social. And Avon Social, you can get to that at the top of your page, or if you go to Web Office, and then you go to Avon Social. And if you haven't checked out Avon Social, you want to make sure you do that, because Avon Social is our hub for sharing things on social media. And it's definitely, while it's important to have original content on social media, pictures of you using products, or even product pictures, like actual product pictures, as well as like videos, that kind of thing. I mean, it's good to have original content, but this is also a really great place that you can go as well to plan out content. So the content calendar will help you with planning it out and scheduling out posts, so that, say you work a full-time job like I do, you know, I've potentially, and I don't always do it, I'm not good at it, but potentially I could sit down on Sunday and schedule out posts to go through the whole week. And they actually, if you hit Content Planner at the top, it lets you set up a week of posts, 1 post a day. And basically with Facebook, they say that on a business page, which you do want to make sure you have a business page, Avon Social actually will not let you post to a personal page directly. You have to post to the business page first, and then it will let you share to your personal page. But even sharing to your personal page, you shouldn't be sharing every single post. You want to share just, you know, select posts. Your favorite products, that kind of thing. And you want to make sure that when you're sharing the posts from your business page, that you're still kind of trying to say a little bit about it. Just like if you were to share a post from another business or organization, you know, all of the different, you know, the motivational quote pages, all of that, like when you share those things, you should be saying a little something about them. Even if it's just something like, I love this, or looking at these sample posts, like the next Monday, they have the option to do the Holly Berry Kiss collection. You know, you could send that, and you might put a post on your business page about that and say something like, I'm loving the new scents of the Holly Berry Kiss collection. I'm going to be sure to gift it to my daughter or something like that, like my best friend, whatever the case is. Especially this time of year, it would be good to kind of be like on Wednesday, they're showing you the pajama sets from Campaign 25, which Campaign 25 will actually be live next Wednesday. So you could say something like, my family is going to love their new pajamas for Christmas, or something like that. The key is to be genuine, but not be salesy. And the nice thing is Avon does offer you as well on some of the posts, they offer you a copy tip. And so that GIF, let's see if that one has one. Yeah, so the copy tip, well, that's just telling you stocking stuffers. But you could talk about stocking stuffers. Let's see if this A box has a copy tip. Well, it's just telling you what the A box is. Some of them, though, will tell you like suggestions on words that you could use. And then you'll see too that each post has different ways that you can, so like this one has our glimmer sticks. So you can actually do the link directly to the glimmer sticks. You could also just add your online store or recruitment links, and then the My Sweeps links as well. And as far as My Sweeps goes, it's a way for you to try to collect information about people, and they actually are entered into a sweepstakes that Avon is hosting. So right now through December 24th, we have My Sweep, oh, click on the wrong, oh, yeah, there we go. We have My Sweeps, and it's the Giving is Everything sweepstakes. And so you can see there's a few different cover photos, and they're talking about each week there's a different option. And then there's posts that you can do with it, as well as boostable posts. Now the boostable posts, that's posts that you can actually, if you wanted, promote on Facebook ads by boosting them. And but I will honestly say I don't recommend boosting posts and spending a lot of money on Facebook ads, just because I honestly have not seen a lot of results from Facebook ads. You would think you would, especially something like a sweepstakes. But in my situation, I have not seen a lot of results from Facebook ads. One way that I will boost my posts for free is to share them over to my personal page. Something like the sweepstakes, you would want to possibly share over to your personal page so your friends might see it. I also will share it into different groups, but with groups, you have to be careful because you have to make sure that it's a group that allows you to do that. But there are a whole lot of groups on Facebook that you can share into. And so, especially like direct sales groups, also advertising groups. So I would just say under your Facebook, going to Facebook groups and then searching for things like advertising, direct sales, and you'll find different groups that you decide that you do want to join. And one other benefit of being in those direct sales groups is you see other companies that are out there in case you happen to want something from them. I mean, obviously Avon does have pretty much everything, but there are things we don't offer, like things for pets and stuff like that. We've occasionally had something for a pet, but most of the time we don't offer things for pets. And there are actually companies out there that do offer things for your pets, things for cleaning, all that kind of stuff. So, you know, there is other companies out there that Avon doesn't really compete with, that if you wanted to get something from them. But anyway, so when you share the post, that will actually bring up the reach too. And these actually do definitely have that copy tip available. If you hit post, there's the copy tip, and you'll see there's a suggestion of something you could say. And then the website link, you want to make sure you do add a website link and say My Sweeps. And that will take them to your My Sweeps. So this is what mine looks like. And Avon will automatically shorten that URL when it's posted to your social media. And then when people click on it, they'll be taken over to a unique sweeps page that Avon has set up for you. And it will have your name. It will show what's going on. It gives them the option to fill everything out. And then it should have, yeah, I was going to say, it should have your Facebook page so that all they have to do is hit like. And then if they would like to, they can hit sign me up for special offers. They also have to agree and certify that they're not a robot. And then where their information goes is under Prospect Center. And then you're going to hit sweeps. And that will bring up the current sweeps. And I'm not going to hit it because I don't want to show personal information for my customers. And I know I've had a couple customers fill it out. But if you do hit that sweeps button, it will show you if anybody has entered. If there's no information there, then nobody has entered yet. And it will show like their email address. I think it might show their phone number. It shows their address. And then it will say opted in, and it will say yes or no. If it says yes, that customer check marked that they wanted to be contacted about special offers and things like that. If it says no, then they didn't check mark that. And you really, honestly, if they say no for opted in, I wouldn't do anything from there. But if it is like a personal friend of yours, if they signed up on your sweeps, they said no, they're not opting in for special offers and stuff, but it's a personal friend, you could still reach out to them and be like, hey, I noticed you entered my sweepstakes. I wish you luck. Let me know if I can help you with anything. And then kind of just leave it at that. And at that point, you could maybe say, let me know if I can help you with anything, or if you'd be interested in looking at a brochure or my website link. And if they come back and they say, no, I really don't want to do that, I just was hoping to get the free stuff, then you can, you know, like, again, you could say, I wish you luck. But I would only do that if it was a personal friend. If it's a stranger, don't reach out to them if they didn't opt in, because, I mean, you don't want to be spammy. But if they do opt in and it says yes, you would want to consider possibly adding them to an email list or some kind of contact list. And you maybe definitely would want to at least reach out to them. If you don't have a list going on, you could at least reach out to them and just say, hey, I saw that you signed up for my sweeps and, you know, was wondering if I could offer you any kind of service. Would you like to see a book? That kind of thing. And people do have to be 18 or over, as you can see here, to enter. And actually, Avon Representatives can enter as well. If you're going to enter it, though, you would want to go to your own sweeps link and enter through your own link. And then just when you show up in your prospect center, you'll know that you're you. But you would want to do it through your own link so you don't accidentally end up in somebody else's prospect center. And that is actually the only way that people can get to these sweeps. They're not on our e-stores. And obviously, you know, you can explore the different categories in Avon Social. Basically, the top is all the product posts, as well as the fundraising and the My Sweeps and all that good jazz. And then the bottom is fun stuff. And the reason the bottom is fun stuff is you want your Facebook pages to not necessarily have everything Avon on them. You want to kind of mix it up here and there. So like yesterday morning, I shared one of the coffee posts because I thought it was funny. You know, I like to share the seasonal posts. And a lot of times all I end up sharing is the seasonal post. I like to do the different weekend posts. If you're into different things, you know, but it's kind of nice. It's nice to be able to pick and choose what it is that you want to do. And I will say, since Avon Social came out, I do feel like I've gotten a little bit better about my social media game. And then if you're looking for more on Avon Social, I would suggest going to your Avon U training. And once you get through your initial training, there's going to be some training for the social media. And honestly, right now on Chrome, well, never mind, it's fine. It came up on mine. But if you get something where it says something about it not being secure, ignore it. Avon U is secure. I don't know what's going on with Google, but Google can sometimes be weird. So just ignore it. Tell it proceed. And as far as, so see, you can see my available activities. I know there was a way to view past activities. Let's see if maybe it's under updates. Nope, that's not it. Hold on. Well, there was a way to view past activities, but maybe there's not anymore. But I actually already did my Avon. Oh, here we go. Okay. You have to click activities. I was on the home page. So you have to click activities, and then you can see where I have activities available, and then I can hit completed, or I can hit all activity. Well, no. Okay, let's hit completed. And so what it is that you would want to look for is Avon Social. It might just be the one that's Avon Social right there. Oh, well, I think social sharing and recognition and then Avon Social both have it. But if you don't see those on your platform when you go to activities, it's because you need to go through the initial getting started with Avon U and launching strong training to get familiar with Avon and different things. And most of the training is pretty quick. It's pretty easy to navigate through. It's fun. It's fun. You get the badges. And it's definitely useful. I definitely recommend it if you haven't really been checking out the Avon U. And then the other thing with Avon Social, and if you go through the Avon Social training, is there's actually a Facebook group associated with it. And there's some, in that Facebook group, there's some replays of some webinars that are an hour long each. But Scott Kramer has been working with us now, I want to say for the last year. And he and his team have really helped with just information on what to do nowadays with social media. Again, the key really being genuine and not salesy. But you do want to still make sure that you're using a business page and that on that business page, you're being, genuine, not salesy, but you want to still share products and share benefits and share, what you like about them and stuff like that. And you also just have to kind of realize that particularly with Facebook, your reach is not going to be but so much. That's just how Facebook is. But again, you can boost that reach a little bit for free by sharing the posts in different areas, as long as you're sure that it's okay to share it in those areas. And you could potentially share it sometimes on a friend's timeline, but I would be careful in doing that because, again, you don't want to seem spammy. And the other thing is, as far as, so that's Facebook, and then Twitter and Pinterest. Pinterest, you really should have a business Pinterest as well, because it will give you a whole bunch of analytics and stuff that the personal Pinterest doesn't give you. And then Twitter is just Twitter. It doesn't matter. There's not any kind of business and personal account for Twitter. It's just a Twitter account. But Twitter, you can definitely do a whole lot more hashtags and stuff. Facebook, you really only want to do a couple of hashtags. Scott Kramer goes into all of this in his training. Could it be a little bit time consuming to do the training? Yes, but it will pay off. Trust me. And I say that because this year I've done pretty good with my direct deliveries, and I've gotten some new customers online, and I mean all over the United States. So it's because I know my online efforts are doing something, which is good. And honestly, I think that's actually it for what I want to point out to you right now. But I will say campaign 24 is going to be due to be submitted by the 13th, which is next Tuesday at 5 p.m. Eastern time, for it to count for campaign 24. And then campaign 25 will be on the 27th, which is the Tuesday following Thanksgiving. And campaign 26 will be on December 11th. And then campaign 1, again, you could submit an early campaign 1 order. Campaign 1 is actually going to be due on Christmas Day. So, I mean, but I would say, I mean, you remember, you don't, the one thing about flexible ordering is you don't have to wait until that last day to place your order. In fact, I personally place my order the first Sunday in the 2-week period. So I placed my campaign 24 order on this past Sunday, which was November 4th. And it's not due until November 13th. But I work my business so that I can place my personal delivery orders, the ones that I'm going to personally get the items and take it out to customers and deliver it early in the cycle so that I have more chance of getting my items. And it has definitely helped me with that, as well as I'm not waiting till the last minute to submit it. And then the other thing is, so what I'll do after I submit my campaign 24 is I do kind of start building my campaign 25. And then the other thing that I'll do is I'll still promote my e-store on the current campaign, which is campaign 24. And, I tend to have success with that. So the whole point in Avon doing a due date is so that they can say, okay, campaign 24 is definitely over on the 13th. Again, your e-store will switch over the morning of the 13th. So the last day that somebody could shop campaign 24 on your e-store is on the 12th, except that's not entirely true, because if they go to your e-store and they hit to shop by product number, they actually can use that to select a campaign within the current campaign or 2 prior, and they can use that for like back ordering and stuff, which actually I might be able to show you that really quick. If I go to my e-store. So again, on your e-store website, if you have, say, your best friend had the campaign 24 book and they missed getting it to you by the 13th, but they really still want to shop out of campaign 24 and not move forward to campaign 25, what they would do is they would go on your e-store. Oh, that's fun. That's a new background. They would go on your e-store to product number right here at the top. And then it's going to open up the shop by line number option. And again, like I said, they can use the drop down to select 24. So once your e-store is on 25 on November 13th, it will say 25, and then they can drop it down to go to 24 or 23. And then they put in the product number, how much they want, and the product name will automatically show up. But that allows them to enter their order and hit add to bag. And actually they could do that period if they have a physical brochure. So let customers know that. The other thing is share with your customers the option to shop the online brochures, because that's a good way too, especially if they don't have a physical brochure. They can go through the brochure, and it makes it really easy, to see what is available. Because I know sometimes if people aren't used to online shopping, having to shop the categories and stuff like that is kind of hard to find what they're looking for. But if they go to the brochure, they can see what's new and what's available, and then they can actually click right on the products and, select what they want and hit add to bag. And then when it's done, they can just go to their shopping cart in the upper, it's this shopping bag up here, their shopping bag or a shopping cart, whatever you want to call it, and hit that. And like as they add items, it shows up. You can actually mouse over it and it will show the items that they added. And then they can just easily check out online. And direct delivery is amazing because, you get credit from that and really don't have to do too much other than share it with your customers. And do let customers know that they can receive their order within 4 to 7 business days if they order online. So especially with the holiday season, let them know, hey, we're all crazy busy. Use my online store. It has the most up-to-date availability of what's available. So if they wanted something and it wasn't available, at least they would know that so that they can plan to try to get something else. They're not having to wait on you and your order, and if you can figure out if it's available or not. Although I will say, since we've switched to the 2.0, You know, that availability system has been a lot easier because it tells you if it's in stock or not right there as you're placing your order, and you're able, the only thing about that though is, again, if you have a customer and they gave you an order, so they wrote it down, and then you go to input it in the computer and it says something's not in stock, unless you're sitting there right there with the customer inputting it in the computer or inputting it into the system on your phone, whatever, you're going to have to call them and say, hey, I went to put in my order and I'm sorry, but that product's no longer available. However, that being said, sometimes when it's not available on our back office, it is available on the e-store. So before you call a customer to let them know it's not available, do check your e-store. E-store offers free shipping on $40 orders. A lot of representatives, to avoid shipping costs, will actually use their e-store, and they might have a couple of customers that spent $20 a piece, but there's a $40 order. They can use their e-store to get it with free shipping. The other option is, you know, you could point your customer to the e-store and just let them know, you know, it's, if you order it online, you can get it, and you'll get it within 4 to 7 business days. The other thing is, the e-store, if you do use that to order for your customers, initially you're going to be charged the full product cost, the customer cost, but then your earnings or your discount will be applied to your Avon account. And then as far as like getting that earnings deposited into a checking account, you have to make sure that you're set up for direct deposit, which that would be under the My Account tab. There's an option. If you go under My Account, there's an option under there to sign up for the direct deposits, which you do want to definitely be signed up for direct deposit if you're in leadership, you have people underneath you. As far as direct delivery, you don't necessarily have to unless you want to. I personally do not at this time, because I allow my direct delivery earnings to just bring down the balance for what I owe to Avon for my back office orders. And then in the end, I still see the money, because I'll collect the money from my personal delivery customers and put that into my bank, and then I just don't have to pay Avon as much. So, the rest of it, whatever is left in my bank account, is my earnings. I think that's actually about it, but I did want to make sure that I did this video, that I gave you guys some information. Sorry it's a little long. I hope you found it helpful, and do always feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions. Look out for an email with my Campaign 25 representative tips. I will include the Campaign 24 representative tips with this same email that has this video linked in it. And again, you know, I hope you found this helpful. Do remember the holiday season. This is a great time to capitalize on Avon and capitalize on sharing it with people, and really try to see if you can make this work as a business. And, you know, just kind of take note that, I mean, it takes time. It takes time. It takes consistency. It takes dedication. It takes passion. But what's really cool about social media and stuff nowadays is you can, you know, come on and you can share your products with people, and you can share, you know, things that you're doing. I mean, and you kind of have to think about, it's called social selling. You kind of have to think about social selling as if you read a book and you really love that book, and you go out to your friends and you start talking to them about it. You know, hey, have you read this book? Have you heard about this book? Oh my gosh, this book is so great. You can do the same thing with Avon. You know, hey, I found this new skincare item that I really love, or this new makeup that I really love, or this new fragrance that I really love. You can offer samples. With samples, I would say be wary about stocking up on samples. But if you are talking to somebody about something like lipstick, and they would really like to try a sample of it first, get some lipstick samples. It's minimal cost, $1.25, I want to say, for 10 of them, the 10 lipstick bullets. Right now, we have that Mistletoe Kisses in campaign 24, little vintage 10 with 60, I want to say, little lipstick bullets. You could either invest in one of those for yourself and then share the 60 bullets, or, you know, point some people to that, say, hey, you want to check out our lipstick? This is pretty cool. And it actually, those lipstick 10s actually provide enough lipstick for like a year. And say they found a color that they really love in there, they can come back and order the full size. You know, particularly if somebody is asking for samples and you know it's something that we have samples available for, like the lipstick, the fragrances, some of them, you know, stuff like that, I would get the sample. Skincare. And then you just have to make sure that you follow up with them regarding the sample. The other thing is remind everybody that we do have the 100% money back guarantee, and honor it. Honor that 100% money back guarantee. And you know, the truth is, I, in 7 years of selling, have had minimal returns. And that's because people get things and they like it for the most part. But then every once in a while, there is something that somebody just doesn't like it, return it. I mean, what do you do? You know, but Avon offers that option for a reason, because they want to have good customer service, and people like knowing that if they get something and they don't like it, then they're not stuck with it. And I will say the majority of my returns have been like the fashion, and that's because something didn't fit or something was weird with it when they got it. And then, in fact, that may be my only returns. Well, no, that's not true. I have had a couple of jewelry pieces also returned. But anyway, you know, it's just, you want to be a good customer service person. And so you want to make sure that you are honoring that 100% money back guarantee. And when people order online, the guarantee is through your online store. It's through Avon directly. So if you have a customer that ordered online and they want to return something, you need to let them know that they need to contact Avon, because they're going to have to return it to Avon directly. They can't return it to you. But depending on what it is, Avon may just credit back their credit card without necessarily asking for the item back. Because if it's something like a used lipstick, what's Avon going to do with that? Nothing. So they're going to tell the customer, I'm really sorry you didn't like that lipstick, but here's the credit back to your credit card, or they should. You know, they're not really wanting somebody to send back a used lipstick. Although I do know that anything that's used can potentially be sent back, because Avon will throw it away. But like jewelry and fashion, that would be something that they would want somebody to actually physically return it. And that's because, I mean, it could be resold. But again, like, it would depend on what it is. But in general, in my 7 years of selling, I've had minimal returns, and that includes online orders. And I don't think it has anything to do with people being unaware of the fact that they can return it. I think it really is just customers are satisfied with what they're getting. People love it. I mean, I have people that come back, you know, frequently. I won't say every order, because that would be a lie, but they come back frequently. And they come back frequently because they like what we have to offer, and they like my customer service. So, and then the other thing too, really quick, before I officially sign off, is do make sure you're collecting your payments up front. And that's because obviously you're going to be having to pay Avon. You want to make sure that, especially this time of year, you're not having somebody take advantage of you. Just let people know Avon has changed their policies. You have to pay for it when you place your order. And if they try to give you an issue with that, remind them of, well, if you're ordering off of Amazon, does Amazon let you just have credit and you don't have to pay until you get it? No. And I say Amazon because a lot of people order off of Amazon. So kind of just remind people that, you know, Avon is just like any other company. You can't just order it and not pay for it. And you can collect your money up front. And then that way it eliminates any kind of issue of not having the money to pay Avon, you know, that kind of thing. So do make sure that you you're doing that. And if you have somebody that gives you trouble with it, just remind them gently that Avon has changed their policy and they now require representatives to pay up front because, you know, and I mean, and honestly, you can tell them, you can say, because people were placing large orders and running without paying Avon, and Avon was losing a lot of money because that's why they made it that way. So, and if they tell you that there's another representative that lets them pay when they get their order, I mean, what do? Just tell them, okay, well, I'm sorry, but my policy is you have to pay up front. And if they don't order for you, yes, you lose the sale, but maybe you didn't need that customer to start with, because if they're going to be a hassle and argue with you, I mean, I'm sorry, but you have to kind of push and pull. But I will say, you know, most people will understand and understand that you do have to pay Avon, and especially your friends and family should understand. I would think that really the only people that may give you a little bit of trouble would be like a stranger or something. But then in that case too, you can say, well, you know what? You can actually order on my online store and you can get the order in 4 to 7 business days, and you can pay with your credit card conveniently and know that Avon's going to ship it to you. If you're worried about trusting me with the money, go to my website. I'll still get the credit for the order. And you know you're working with Avon directly versus me. And you're able to know that you can trust Avon to send you the product. I mean, you could let people know that before you're just like, well, excuse me, you know. You could say, well, if you don't want to give me the money because you're concerned that I'm not going to deliver the product to you, then how about you go to my online store? I'll show you, you know, you could even show them how easy it is to order on the online store on your cell phone. I mean, we all have smartphones nowadays. You can help them to place the order online right then and there. You know, it's just, and that is another reason to have our online stores. And as long as they're on your website with your little unique rep ID behind it, you will get credit for it. And that's about it. So again, I apologize for the length, but I do hope that you found this information helpful, and look out for another video within the next few weeks. I'm hoping, I mean, I say 24 and 25 with this one, and I said that just in case I don't get another video out for 25, but I am going to try to. And again, do kind of just keep an eye on your email for information from Avon, as well as I'll be trying to send out a couple of tip things and that kind of thing. And if you are not already subscribed to my YouTube channel, you can subscribe to my YouTube channel and see what I'm up to. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So I wish everybody luck with their holiday sales. If you're watching this and you're watching this all the way through to the end and you are not already an Avon representative, but you're considering it, now's the time for sure. My information to join is in the description of the video here on YouTube. And I'm going to say that because I am uploading this to YouTube. And I would love to have you join me. And like I said, I try to do frequent videos just with information so that I can get information out there. I do still have some plans in the work to try to do some more training oriented videos besides just the campaign based videos. Whenever I get the time. One of those things, we all know that, never enough time. But I do try to regularly do the tip videos for every campaign, as well as I've been trying to do these team-oriented videos to have things specific for my team members so that you guys know what's going on with Avon, and you are getting some kind of training from me. Like this was a little bit of training oriented as far as I showed you the Avon Social, and I showed you the Campaign Insider, and you know, do make sure that you are checking out your Avon website. Explore it. Sit down and explore it. Go through all the different tabs. If you don't have the Alma or the Vibe, it's because you're not in leadership yet. Once you get somebody signed up, you'll have those pop up. Although I think you should probably have the Alma anyway, because that's supposed to be open to all representatives to be able to keep track of leads. Of course, you're not going to get any leads into it until you are at bronze ambassador or above, but you can use it as like a data entry type thing. And if you come across somebody in your travels that wants to join Avon, or they want more information on joining Avon, you can personally add their information to the Alma, and then Alma will remind you about following up with them if you want to do it that way. And then, but the vibe won't show up. And I don't think vibe shows up at all until you're in leadership. But as soon as you get one person underneath you, the vibe should show up. Although I think they have to be underneath you and place their first order, and then the vibe shows up. But other than that, that's pretty much it. I think that's like the 5th time I've said that. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see everybody with my next video. And again, as always, feel free to reach out to me, and I'll see you next time. Bye.